Hi folks, an update on the Faroe Islands and the goily men of Sea Shepherd with their rust-bucket garbage cows, Captain Kangaroo, Admiral Beauregard Watson, the Paulrus. They're in the Faroe Islands trying to get some dramatic video for Animals Planet's Whale Wars, the Faroe Islands. So one Friday night they're in port in a little town in the Faroe Islands. The next day they wake up. They go walking through the village trying to incite people, but it did not work. So they go into a local establishment to eat. And they ordered Captain Kangaroo, Admiral Beauregard Watson, the Paulrus. He ordered his favorite vegetable. He ordered chicken. Chicken's a vegetable? Of course it's a vegetable. What are you, stupid? He's a vegan. He only eats vegetables. So if we ordered chicken, it has to be a vegetable. We've had it wrong all these years. But the chicken that he ordered was not organic or free-range chicken. It was the types that's housed in those cages, squished in together with hundreds of other chickens, hundreds of other vegetables, so the good captain can enjoy his vegetable dinner chicken. It's a vegetable, kids. So the good people of the Faroe Islands refuse to sell them fuel for their rust buckets, so they take them to the Shetland Islands, Scotland, to refuel. On the way back to the Faroe Islands, they come across a bunch of whales. So what do? They drop into the waters, as they claim, an acoustic device to scare away the whales. But you know what's the funny part, folks? When the United States Navy does that, why, you Navy people in the United States, you're causing the whales to beach themselves with those devices because it disorients them. But when Sea Shepherd puts those devices in the water, there's no disorienting taking place. Gee, it proves how intelligent those whales are. They can distinguish an acoustic device from the evil United States Navy as opposed to the benevolent girly men of Sea Shepherd. Isn't that magnificent? But here's where it gets better, folks. They then sail directly back to the Faroe Islands, making no stops in between, with that acoustic device, which is illegal in the Faroe Islands. They smuggle that device past the Danish authorities and past the Scottish authorities. But wait a minute, they're supposed to be enforcing the law that they break. But it doesn't just stop with the Faroe Islands, the Danish authorities, and the Scottish authorities they're smuggling. Nah! If there's one nation on the face of this planet that can be considered the #1 supporter of Sea Shepherd, it's the good people in the nation of Australia. Guess what? While you folks in Australia were waltzing with Matilda, they were smuggling past your authorities too. The spud guns. It's illegal in Australia. Sea Shepherd puts it to port into Hobart, Tasmania, Australia. And from there they go to the Southern Ocean to harass the Japanese mariners. And on board they have those spud guns where they launch those projectiles with the intentions to hurt the Japanese mariners. When they've finished their harassment, they go back into port, into Hobart, Tasmania, Australia, with those spud guns. So while they claim they're enforcing made-up laws by the good Captain Kangaroo, Admiral Beauregard Watson, the Paulrus, well, they're smuggling, breaking the law of Australia, the Danish, the Scottish, and the Faroe Islands. But they got that badge, kids. But that's not the only law that they violate. The night before, when they went to that restaurant to order that new vegetable chicken, they had their AIS device turned off, better known as a GPS device. Per to international laws and treaties, vessels of that tonnage of the Steve Irwin must keep that AIS device on. So they violated that law also. However, when that was reported what they did, ever since then, in the Faroe Islands, that device has been on 24 hours a day. One day, the Steve Irwin is off the coast there in the Faroe Islands, off the capital city. And they look out on the horizon. A golly gee willikers, what do they see? Why, coming at them Over the horizon are 2 Danish warships and a Norwegian submarine. Oh my gosh, they're coming after us. They're going to sink us. And the captain takes out his communications device and he starts bellowing out to the Norwegians and to the Danish. What are your intentions? What are your intentions? Yeah, he was demanding that. And I'm sure Animal Planet's video cameras were dramatically catching on his face the look of anguish and desperation, trying to determine what were the intentions of those Danish warships and that vicious-looking submarine from Norway. And they launched a helicopter in the air to get some more dramatic video. But you see, folks, when you watch Whale Wars Faroe Islands and they show this portion, let me tell you what the truth is. Oh sure, the 2 Danish ships with the Norwegian submarine was coming over the horizon, but not after the Steve Irwin, the Rust Bucket Garbage Guy, Girly Men of Sea Shepherd, Captain Kangaroo, Admiral Beauregard Watson, the Paulrus. No. There was a special event taking place in the Faroe Islands, and I'm making a courtesy call. The Norwegians sent the submarine, and the Danish 2 warships were escorting the Norwegian submarine. They weren't worried about that rust-bucket garbage scow belonging to Sea Shepherd to Steve Irwin. They could not care less about that garbage scow. But we got that dramatic video. What are your intentions? To be exploited on Whale Wars. Listen, folks, to the good people of the Faroe Islands. These despicable people, Sea Shepherd, they're leaving the Faroe Islands on September 8th. Do not give them the dramatic video they're looking for. Dramatic video equals money to them. They need that for the success of their new spin-off, Whale Wars Faroe Islands. When you see them, point at them and laugh. Do not get upset. Do not get angry. Do not curse. Do not get confrontational. Laugh and smile, because they cannot handle a happy adversary. When the Animal Planet video cameras come around, don't get upset. Just hold your Faroese flag in front of it, blocking their view. Non-confrontational, do not touch. Smile and be happy. Because if you get angry, if you get upset, if you give them that dramatic video, you're putting money in their pocket. Deprive them that money. Alright, folks. We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the nation you happen to be in. And God bless the Faroe Islands. We'll see you, folks.